Hello, I'm Enzo, and today I'll be playing Oxygen Not Included Spaced Out. And today we have a lot of stuff to do. Let's start by using another neural vacillator on Golden Darkness. This gives us the Sunny Disposition trait, which removes 20% of stress a cycle. Pretty broken. Here, I'm starting on a new, huge project. First, I'm vacuuming out a huge section of space so I can actually build this. And above that, I'm actually placing these natural tiles made of coal. This is for a rocket launching pad later on. Anyways, it's going to take us quite a while to vacuum this entire place out, and I don't want to lose all the hydrogen to space. But as you can see, if you know what I'm building, you'll kind of understand, but this is just the base of what I'm trying to build. I'll show a bit more in the next few clips. I mean, the nuclear reactor kind of says it all. This is a giant nuclear reactor setup, and this is Francis John's design. I give him all credit for it. It's an amazing, very useful, and very simple to build design. All I really needed to do is just put some water at the bottom and at the top to actually fuel it. I put an auto sweeper in so that it can automatically fuel it without having to put duplicates in there because, yeah, that's a little bit of radiation. I apparently needed 3 layers of plastic tiles to protect it because this thing gives off an insane amount of radiation. I didn't realize just how much it was until now. Anyways, it started up. It starts by actually outputting water instead of nuclear waste and water. Don't know why, but we get our first little blob of nuclear waste here. It's a little radioactive still, and it's not as hot as it should be. That's because this takes some time to fully ramp up. We get some radiation leaks still because the angled corners are kind of weird, but besides that, we've mostly managed to contain the radiation. And here, we actually get to see some steam. This is kind of the first superheated blob that we're getting, and it just gets hotter over time. I think it gets up to like 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, how this whole system works is kind of bizarre. You actually use nuclear waste to cool the whole place. That's why I have an aqua tuner down there with an empty loop. Once we have enough nuclear waste, I'm going to activate the pump, put it into the loop, and that's what's going to cool it. It's weird because nuclear waste is very similar to supercoolant in how efficient it is, and that's pretty much the only reason this design actually works. Still, an amazing design by Francis John. Very unique that it uses nuclear waste as the coolant. Later on, I can change it to supercoolant if I want, but I completely forget about that for a while, so yeah. Besides that, it's running very well, and it continues to run well forever. I use the output from the steam turbines to refuel it with water. It's very important that you keep an excess of water. If you don't, it will melt down. As you can see here, this is actually a clip from after the meltdown. Yeah, I had to redo this whole thing because I forgot to put some water in. The overheat damage is normal because I think I was wrong. It gets up to around 500 degrees at hottest. And we can see that the steam turbines are actually struggling here. That's because the nuclear waste still has to cool down. Still, it works eventually. It just takes a long time to actually start the whole thing up. This clip was annoying to edit because I was saving, and saving is really laggy, but we got the That's Rad achievement. After that, the rest of the nuclear waste goes into an infinite storage. This one has mesh tiles made out of steel. I use naphtha, where the little liquid vent is, to actually make it infinite. And if you put rad-bull generators inside, it both cools the generators and gives you an insane amount of rad bolts. Like, it gets crazy later on. As if 140 right now isn't crazy. It gets insane later on, trust me. Okay, for this part, I should have mentioned, I saw this weird pattern here. Yeah, nuclear waste is glitchy. So I recommend, if you have any excess nuclear waste, just dump it into space. Do yourself a favor. If you try to pump it, it'll glitch like this. It's a really glitchy material, and it's best to get rid of it. Besides that though, I also expanded the oxalate production because I have a lot more power now. I also added a oxygen producer of Rodriguez to it. I also automated the gold delivery to it, and I moved some of the oxalate into one spot with another auto sweeper. And from now on, all non-spoilable food is printed on the 3rd planetoid, so I can feed it to Mr. Tree later on. Oh yeah, it's also interesting to see that the core is starting to solidify. Anyways, now that we've sorted everything else, I'm going to go to the 4th planetoid, the regolith planet. And for this mission, I'm sending Rito, Maya, Golden Darkness, and Haruna. And because I haven't landed there yet, there's no landing pad, meaning I have to send my duplicates down in Trailblazer modules. I also built this interplanetary launcher, now that we have a crazy amount of Radbolt production. This is going to send some extra materials to the regolith planetoid, or wherever else we need them. Then, when I took a quick look at my base, I realized a huge problem. Anytime a duplicate would try and get food from that little area, they would get popped eardrums because of the insane concentration of carbon dioxide. One tile makes it more concentrated, but at least they're not standing in it permanently. And because it's at the bottom tile, they don't get popped eardrums, so I fixed it. Then, looking at the surface of the planet, I actually see one of the interplanetary payloads I launched earlier. I'm sending Haruna and Rito down because they have the highest digging skills, so they can start clearing stuff out. And after they both land, they can build the rocket pad so that the other duplicates can come out and start doing stuff. But it's been a while since I used Trailblazers, so I'm trying to figure out where I want to put them. I end up on the right side of the map because, well, it's mostly flat. Also, if you didn't know, the duplicates not having an atmosuit head bubble is a glitch. It's only a visual glitch, they can still breathe. And the whole reason we send 2 duplicates down is because 2 Trailblazers have enough metal to make a rocket landing pad. So that's kind of the whole idea, is you send 2 down, then you build the landing pad, then the rest of your duplicates can come out and get to work. After that, we can see a bit more of the map. There's a geyser, which is a steam geyser, and my least favorite critter, shovels. They're the most annoying things in the game. After both Rito and Haruna get horrific sunburn because it's pretty bright here, we can finally land our rocket. I also decide to attack the shovels because, you know, I want them out of here. I have no use for them. I have some back on my main planetoid if I need them later on. As usual, our next priority is power. Except this is the regolith planetoid. We can't have nice things such as power. Everything was showing just great until I heard a meteor shower. Yep, the millisecond I build this stupid solar panel, guess what happens? It's almost like the meteors are heat-seeking at this point. We get 1 to the ladder, and then wait for it. Yeah, not just 1 to the solar panel, but we get 2. 2 large meteors to our solar panel. It's like the game really doesn't want us to do this. After taking enough abuse from this game, I just started to try and make some bunker doors to try and stop the meteors from damaging all of my stuff. I should also mention, this is the same world and the whole reason I made the base that survives on Steam video. Just because this regolith planet. Spoilers though, this was recorded way before I made that video, and I didn't make that base. But I have it planned for the future. Alright, anyways, we also build an exosuit forge and a can opener eventually, the essentials when you're landing on a new planet. Besides that, I get the bunker doors going, so I can hopefully try to get some solar power. Then I kind of rush to make a mini pod. First of all, we get the lore for pay. Pretty neat. Yet again, I say it every episode, but I love the lore. Then I decided to print 2 pip eggs that I thought I would use, but I never do. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be working on more auction not included later on. Anyways, this is going to be Enzo from LookIntoGaming signing out. planet is pure pain and suffering. I absolutely hate it.